Welcome to the CIS 101 video, where we'll be analyzing the example that turns Katie's hair into red. Now, instead of doing this exactly the way the textbook does it, I want to show kind of a step-by-step problem-solving process of trying to change Katie's hair to red, and hopefully we'll learn a lot more about if statements in the process. So my first attempt right now isn't much of a good attempt. I'm just going to set every pixel to red. Now, one thing that's different is I make the picture inside of my function. So how did I get my path or my file path there? There's lots of ways you can do it, but when you pick a file, you save that file name. So then I just type file name right here, and now you can copy and paste this and put it right there. Now, another thing that's new is the explore inside of the function. You've probably seen examples in the book, but one thing that you want to be really careful with is that you don't indent this so that it's part of the loop. If you do that, you will explore the picture after each pixel. So you'll get over 100 or probably 300,000 of these pictures popping up depending on how many pixels are in the picture. So you really don't want to make sure that that is not inside the loop. So the for loop will repeat whatever is indented at this level. When the for loop's done, then we'll explore it. So we really got to make sure we do not indent, or else we'll get a lot of pictures popping up, and you probably have to kill JES, just force quit it, or use the task manager to kill it, and then start over again. So you can see by saving, clicking load program, and then running your program that I changed the entire picture to red. So yes, I turned Katie's hair red, I just turned everything else red. So now we want to try to focus on just Katie's hair. So loading up a fresh copy of Katie, we can click right there and find out what her hair color is. That way we only target pixels that have this hair color. So you can see I'm saving her hair color in a new variable, and notice I used 44, 27, and 17 as the red, green, and blue values for this new color, and I call that hair color. And now we can use the if statement. If the get the color of our pixel is equal to our hair color, then we'll change that to a red pixel and load our program and run it again. And we can see that we changed one red pixel red, but we didn't change all the rest of them. Now that's because all of her hair is not the same exact color. There's slight variations. So we just want a color that's approximately the same as her hair color. Now from a previous video and from your textbook, hopefully you learned about this distance function that will just check to see if the color of the current pixel is about the same color as her hair color. And now we'll see what this does. And now you can see I did target her hair color, but I also got her eyes and the sofa behind and the pictures as well. So we were able to target just her hair color, but not everything else. So maybe our distance here is a little bit too high. So maybe we could try reducing it and trying to get exactly her hair color. So we'll go ahead and try running that one more time. And now, hopefully you can kind of see the problem. I'm still targeting most of her hair, but now not all of it. There's areas that I'm not getting. But even with that, I'm still getting a lot of the couch and the pictures behind. So what I'm seeing as a problem is even if I adjust this and make it so that we get closer to the hair color, the only thing I'm going to do is reduce the amount of hair that gets turned red, and I'm still going to have these pixels in my couch turning red. Or maybe I'll just get it so fine that it only selects a few pixels of her hair and nothing else. So I think by adjusting this, we can try adjusting this a little bit more, but I don't think it's really going to help us target just her hair and not get the pictures and couch behind. Now, I think what I can really do is I can make sure I target just her face. So if I make sure the pixels are just inside of a box right here, this box, then I won't have to worry about changing the pixels in the couch or even the pictures, as long as I draw that box really well, that I'll just focus on pixels that are inside this box. So let's go ahead and figure out the box. Let's go ahead and see, I clicked right there, and I get the X coordinate and a Y coordinate. So I get this top corner, 75, 16. I'm going to put those as comments here in my code. So 75, 16 is the top corner. And now I found a pixel here. It's below her hair, but above the couch. So this is the bottom right corner of the box, and that's 131.66. So what I'm thinking, if the X coordinate, now remember up here is 0, 0, and as X gets bigger, then we move this way, and as Y gets bigger, we move down across the picture. So I'm thinking if my X coordinate is somewhere between 75 and 131, that'll be only pixels from about here to here, but it'll be the entire height of my picture. But if then my Y coordinate has to be between 16 and 66, then that will be just pixels inside of this box. Now, good thing the pixels know where they belong in the picture, so we can ask them to get their X and Y positions. So the X will get the X position of our pixel, and we'll also get our Y position of our pixel. And now we can do another if statement. If X is greater than 75, and then we can continue on, and then we could do another if X is less than 131. There's actually a shorter way we can do this. We can, I'm sure you've seen this in your math class, we go 75 less than X less than 131. So we only want X coordinates that are in that range. We'll do the same for the Y coordinates. So now we got if X is greater than 75 and less than 131, so in that vertical stripe, and then if that is, then we'll move on and check the Y coordinate, and if the Y coordinate is inside of the box, and the X coordinate is inside the box, and the hair color is close to the hair color we want, and I think we're going to have better luck with 50, but this is trial and error. You can just kind of adjust this number until you find a number that works really well. Then we'll set your hair color to red. Then click in load program again and running it. And we can see that we did pretty well in getting only her hair red. Of course, we got her eyes as well. And that maybe we can adjust what hair color we use. Maybe get the original and use slightly different, still her hair color, but slightly different. And we might be able to get just her hair and not her eyes. We could kind of see this line right here as well. So we might want to adjust our box. We also got a little bit of the couch, but hopefully that illustrates how we can use if statements together to really target in on an area of our picture. Now we could combine these if statements because we want the X to be inside the box and we want the Y to be inside the box and we want her hair color or the color of the pixel to be close to her hair color. We can actually do this a little bit easier by putting and in our if it's statement. So we can make that, put that condition there, and that works. So now if it's inside the box, then we'll check to see if the color is the same, is close to her hair color. And if that's the case, then we'll set the color to red. Now we could also add another and put this check up here as well. And now we can combine these conditions with ands, and you can also do ors. So you can read the book for some examples with ors. But now it has to, X has to be inside the box, and Y has to be inside the box, and the color has to be close to the hair color. If all three of those are the case, then we'll set the color to red. So just loading and running the program again, we get the same result as we got before with the three separate if expressions. Now finally, if the X or the Y of the pixel are not inside the box, this is say if the X is say 132, then that's not less than 131. So we just skip over the set color, and then that brings us to the end of the loop. So we'll come back up here and try the next pixel. And when we had the three separate if statements, so with the three separate if statements separated out, if X is inside the box, then we'll go on and check to see if Y is inside the box. If it is, then we'll go on and check the hair color. And if the hair color is close to, or if the color of the pixel is close to the hair color, then we'll set it red. Now what happens, let's say that Y is not inside the box, so X is. So we say X is inside the box, yes. Then we'll check our Y. No, that's not it. So we'll skip to the end of this blue box, and that's will bring us to the end of the for loop. So we'll go back and try the next pixel and see if it matches all three of conditions. If it doesn't match all three conditions, then we'll try the next pixel. If it does match all three conditions, then we'll set the pixel to red. Once we've gone through all of our pixels, then we'll be done and we'll explore our Katie.